Here's the deal. When I get a request, I take that request straight to the heart, okay? Okay, Ezra5942, we're going to be doing this video. What is going on with the stock market? Why is it down so much in September? I'll be giving you my opinion on the matter. Obviously, recording this right before I leave, so again, on vacation this week, but recording right before I leave because you know what? I'm a pure man. And thanks, Isaiah. First comment, because he's an absolute baller. Give him a like on that one. He's a baller. What can I say? So, obviously, we talk about the month. You got to look at my portfolio performance. It's been rough. I can't lie to you. So since really September 1st, I was at $2,149 on this portfolio. What is wrong with me? $21,494 on this portfolio. We're down to $20,040. So we've fallen quite a bit, right around 5.5%. Not good for the month. I can't lie to you. If we look at just the indices, we'll see how they've been trending too. Since September 1st, the Dow Jones down 5%. S&P 500, you know what? You're down 6.5%. The NASDAQ's down. Yeah, 8.5% the NASDAQ's down. So, obviously, people are questioning what in the world is going on. Why is this the case? Well, I think there are many reasons for it. One thing I want to show you, first off, with these charts, I just kicked the desk. It hurt just a little bit. My toe's broken in half. Would just be overall how about the 5-year graph? So naturally you see a major jump down here in March. But this entire time, while the economy was in shambles, by the way, we went back up near all-time highs. Near all-time highs. You can see it in all these. Near all-time highs. S&P 500 reached all-time highs. What? The NASDAQ, oh that's right, reached all-time highs to an incredible extent. Still near all-time highs. So, it's not a shocker with this recovery. I mean, we're talking about from March onward, NASDAQ up 70%. We're talking about the S&P 500 at its peak went up 60% in the matter of months. The Dow Jones even, when it reached its peak, it was up 54% in a matter of months, by the way. This is from March until August. March to August. That's incredible. So that's definitely part of it. I need to mention that as well. It's just inevitable that you get some sell-off after you've had such successful months. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. You can't just go green forever. It's just not the case. I also want to mention that historically, September is just not a good month for the stock market. September's not good. If you look at the S&P 500 September return in the past, that's right, from 1950 to 2019, we'll zoom in just a little bit for you so you can look at this KitchenAid mixer on the left side, which we love to look at. So we've had 32 years up, 38 years down, average return on the month of 0.5% down. Negative 0.5% is the average return. September is not that good of a month. You compare it to a January, average return is up 1%. February even. March up 1%. Even in June. May, you know what? Up 0.09 I should say. 1.3 in April. July 0.9. August down 0.26. Not a good month typically, and we had a really good month last August. October 0.68, November 1.4, and December 1.3. But September's the worst performing month. Historically, just the worst performing month. So I want to put that in your head, obviously, as an idea for it, and hopefully that makes you understand to an extent. Now, I don't think that's the only reason, obviously, because we're down 6% this month, right? We're 6 to 8% around there. So what is the reasoning? Well, obviously we have fears of second waves. Fears of the second wave arriving faster than we thought. In Europe, we're getting obviously increased case numbers again. So really, I think a lot of it's just because their easing of lockdown makes sense. It's almost inevitable. So nothing I'm particularly frightened about because, I think we're fine. But you know what? What can I say? We've got unemployment numbers in the U.S. are just, they're improving, but we're not looking good yet. We still are having each a little bit less than 1 million every single week applying for unemployment insurance. So right now, total number in millions is somewhere around 12.5 million people applying for this. Initial claims right around less than 1 million per week right now. So again, nothing crazy. We're leveling out obviously quite a bit, and I like the way the trajectory is moving. But again, you talk about fear of maybe a second wave. I don't think that's necessarily going to be our case because we got hit hard initially. So you talk about that, and I think that, people might be afraid that we're going to go into another state of lockdown. And with that comes more job loss. So, therefore, if we're having that case, people afraid of more job loss, people are going to start selling stock. You know what I mean? They're not looking good. But when you have a good outlook of the economy, that's when people buy, and that's why when we went up so high in the last few months, the recovery was massive. What else do we have? Oh, that's right. The garbage Congress. Garbage Congress is planning to subpoena the CEOs of Google, Facebook, and Twitter. Really just overall content on its platforms. Are you kidding me? Government needs to get out of this nonsense. They cannot dictate what a private company, it's publicly traded company, they own what they post on their website. I'm sorry, if there's nothing actually physically dangerous, which it's not because this stuff gets blocked if it is actually 100% dangerous for the most part, they have no right to really be in charge of that. Just being honest with you. And every time they fail on this because they have no case. I just don't get what Congress does besides waste taxpayer dollars, okay? That's government for you, though. And speaking of government, my last main point on September, my gosh, what can you say? It's, first off, this Joe Biden picture on the top here kind of looks like George W. Bush. That does not look like George Biden? Joe Biden. Trump, it looks like Trump. I got to give him credit. They did a good job. But this George W. Bush does not look like Joe Biden. I'm sorry. So again, obviously I chose one of the most ridiculous polls I've ever seen in my life, the fact that Texas and Florida are toss-up, but let's not even mention that, okay? Now, let's not mention the fact that these polls are ridiculous. I just did this as a point to really state that, it's an election year, and people are probably freaking out a little bit because of some of the extreme values that obviously Joe Biden's party is talking about. I don't think he'll actually do them because he's a pretty moderate Democrat, and he's not stupid, but I think he's obviously trying to gain a base, so he's being very extreme. But the people he's appointing to do things are very extreme. Very extreme people. So again, I think that has people a little bit afraid. And obviously with the way the media treats it, it's 100% Joe Biden wins no matter what happens. There's no chance for Trump. So I think for the most part on average, Wall Street's probably more leaning towards the guaranteed. They know they may not like Donald Trump. They may not, and a lot of people don't, I know, because of his rash demeanor. But, they know at least what they're getting with him. With Joe Biden, some people might not know what they're getting because it's hard to say day by day if he's going to even be able to speak publicly, which can be very bad if you're talking about the president, the strongest nation in the world. Could be. But people obviously are afraid. Investors are like, what the crap are we going to do? The election, typically in my opinion, whoever's president doesn't matter that much. I'm just going to be blatantly honest with you. For the most part, we manage no matter what. We manage. So I don't think it's crazy, regardless, but I think this year is a little bit different just because of the potential. You never know what's going to happen, with one candidate. The other one's obviously a loose cannon. Donald Trump's a loose cannon. So I get the fear for that as well, potentially. But the other one, I just don't. He's physically unwell, for sure, which is the scary part, I think, for a lot of people. And that's why investors are selling off. So that's really my opinion on what's going on this month. So thank you again, Ezra. I appreciate you being subscribed. You're amazing. You're amazing. What can I say? And now I'm going to go drive out of here, and we're going to have a good time. So hope you enjoyed. Have a beautiful day and a week.